afternoon, you know the vibes. Rocking out with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle. I am the sauce. I'm gonna take a little break from the frames for a while, and I want to focus on this all access episode. I believe it was episode Deuce. Yes, episode Deuce. Spence Crawford. Good episode again. Uh, let's get to that. I'm gonna be stopping it and playing it throughout, But like I said, a dope,
no matter where you're headed,
dope episode. Well, I highlight some of the things that was mentioned in it, as well as Earl Spence on deck at the fights.
Definitely, a long road to get to this point. Stuff takes time. My daddy always say, man, you so stubborn. Yeah, I'm stubborn, but my stubbornness, that's what got me here.
If you want to, we can do outside. It's cool out here. Ain't many in there, just too much. Stick to it.
At this point, I was like, I want to fight Terrence Crawford. I don't want to fight anybody else. I'm super competitive. He's super competitive. And I don't want to lose to him. He don't want to lose to me. I think this fight really decides not only who's the best pound for pound, but who's the best fighter in the world, period.
Sometimes when a fight grows so large, even the time-trusted cliches don't apply. Because when the clamor, weight, and noise give way, there's no calm before the storm. There's just a storm.
Yes, that storm is coming too, July 29th.
It's time for one of the most anticipated.
I'm gonna stop it real quick. This is all access source breakdown. Last night in Vegas, I don't particularly know the young lady's name, but she brought up the fact that, I'm only bringing this up because I'm watching it right now. When they was doing the mid works, EJ kind of referenced that he caught Derek. Well, he didn't catch him. Well, I guess Derek called him Eric. Man. Eric's probably talking about him. Derek wasn't holding the mitts firm, and when EJ fired a shot, it kind of busted or bruised Derek's lip up. And I noticed that too. I was like, yo, me personally, I had that feeling like, yo, he might have took a shot doing the pad work. Because if you watch them doing the pad work, I think for was it the Ugas fight? It was one of the fights because, whenever they do their media workouts, they do it at Texas Live. That is in Jerry's World in Arlington when they do the open workouts. So they did the open workout there. And either the Ugas fight or the Danny Garcia fight. It might have even been the Mikey Garcia fight. I know they did a lot of the open workouts there. And they're doing pad work. And, in the pad work, in the mix of them doing it, EJ kind of snuffed them out then. I always see me being a gym rat. Yes, a gym rat. I pick up on these things. So I just found that funny. Like, damn, Derek, you're still getting punched in the face, huh? There, Punchy. But let's continue on.
Decade, Spence versus Crawford. And the winner is boxing's pound for pound best fighter in the world.
To make not just a fight, but a night, the perfect.
Shout out to it's 2 of y'all in here already. Smash my like button. I should have 2 likes. You know?
Patience. In 2017, Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford were surging, rising, cementing. Crawford, at super lightweight, became the first undisputed champion in 12 years. He moved up to welterweight, where Spence had just snagged his first belt. And all of boxing began wishing on the alignment of 2 stars.
What's next? Everybody know who I want.
But 6 years,
yeah, it took years, but we're here now.
This is the fight that we always wanted.
Throughout them, both champions proved that in order to pursue perfection, they had just enough patience to arrive in exactly the right place.
We got the same champ 2 times.
At precisely the right time.
Terrence Crawford is the only fight that I want. We're gonna make each other great.
And now it was Saturday, July.
Stop it right there. See how one thing about EJ Spence, he contradicts himself a lot. In order to make each other great, it needs to be a balance of power. But yet, last night, you being who you are, one-sided ass whooping. So it just comes out to be a one-sided ass whooping. How are you making each other great? And your coach is on record. But after Frank's performance and the build up to Frank's fight, we don't believe you guys. I never did believe y'all. But a lot of people are not believing y'all now, man. Because Frank Martin sold us some wolf tickets last night. Not only did he, his coach did as well. Check out my live earlier. Shout out to Boxing Guru, Stone Bone, and others that were in the chat. NYT. Good stuff. But Frank Martin was on record to saying it was going to be a dominating performance. Not too dominant last night, Frank. But EJ just say that they're going to bring the greatness out of each other. If it's a one-sided ass whooping, like you stated last night again to Jim Gray, when Jim Gray asked you about how your weight was going. And that was like a big concern that I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about. You know, you guys is often running the narrative when he takes his shirt off and all of this, right? But why did I believe Ellie stressed this to him? Others that was speaking on it. Oh, yo, you're at a fight. You're supporting your fighter, but you're still trying to cut weight. I just found that odd. That was the focus. Like, it's 2 weeks out. He should be on. What is it? He's cutting weight. He should be. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna go in too deep, man. But it's just, that was just funny to be like, what are you cutting weight? Cutting weight how? It's 2 weeks away, man. He should be right there. You know, he should be. Listen, I know a lot of you guys that talk boxing every day don't really understand this, but he should be pretty much on code. When I say on code, I mean on weight. Like, basically, he should be monitoring. Like, all right, for 13 days out, he should be at right there, like on the brinks of making weight, monitoring his weight. Like, all right, he got his nutritionist with him, so basically like this, he's probably waking up. This is I'm speaking on Jihad now. This is the normal routine, right? You're waking up, you're weighing yourself, right? You're taking in whatever your water intake, your food, your workouts. You're checking your weight. So when I heard him say cutting weight, you're cutting weight. That didn't sit right with me, man. Like, how is he still cutting weight? Shout out to WCS in the building. They making it seem like he's still way off. Like, no, he should be right there right now. It's like, all right, you're at this weight. You got your setup for the day. And when I say setup, man, I'm speaking like fighters have a routine, man. And shout out to WCS in here. WCS has covered myself, Jihad and the team and other fight teams. So he knows what I mean when I say a routine. Like you all right. I'm just gonna use this weight for example, because this last fight we fought at 152. So the morning prior, because I arrived Thursday. So Thursday when I arrived, it was the press conference. Coach Terry, the team, music. We was going through the routines. Jihad had ate a little bit, check his weight, because Friday is the weigh-in, right? So we want to make sure, whatever, if you got to shake off a couple of ounces, whatever, you know where you're at. So he ate, drank a little bit. I'm not going to go into the specifics of what we do because that's what we do, right? So now we monitoring the weight. He might go rest, or you might say, all right, we're going to shake this off or do whatever we need to do and shut it down for the night, get up in the morning, see where you're at. And if you watch the video that I produced, that I put out, me, him, and Coach Reen, that's where we was going. When I showed you all of the different sections where Top Rank is at, the photo booth, the fighter interview room, all those different things. They have the unofficial scales, which is the scales where the fighters could go check their weight on the scale prior to the official weigh-in. And that's where you seen Jihad was going. So we knew we was on code for the morning. But I just found that odd that they're still bringing up him cutting weight. But let's move on.
Close, but here. Forget what patience called, because what matters is more transformative.
You're gonna see new, undisputed welterweight champion from Omaha, Nebraska.
Because now, the prize is immortality.
I couldn't think of a better scenario than this.
And the title of Best Fighter Alive.
28-0, 39-0, 30 knockouts, 22 knockouts. Who's the A side?
I'm the guy for sure. I'm the A side.
Listen to this. Pay attention.
That's why we was going. That's why the business side was kind of, because with him, he just didn't want to believe that I'm the big guy. When we talk about ticket sales, talk about put butts in the seats, all that, and he didn't want to believe.
Let's stop it right there. He just, see, the people that cover him or claim to cover him, they just let him say whatever, right? What he just referenced, right? What made him the A side, for those of y'all that's paying attention, he's on the podcast right now. He said, who's the A side? He said he's the A side. He didn't want to believe I was the big dog when it came to ticket sales and putting butts in the seats. That's the same thing. I'm going to rewind it for y'all, because you guys don't really be catching the sauce, man. Listen to what he says. What made him the A side? Two are the same. He said one thing, but it's basically the same. What else makes you the A side?
30 knockouts, 22 knockouts. Who's the A side?
I'm the guy for sure. I'm the A side. They got to be A side, and that's why we was going. That's why the business side was kind of, with him, he just didn't want to believe that I'm the big guy. When we talk about ticket sales, talk about put butts in the seats.
Ticket sales, butts in the seat, the same thing.
He was like, well, I did this. I won these belts. I did this. That's cool.
Stop it. Pay attention. School is in session. See, I'm teaching y'all. The reason why he had to, and shout out to WCS for highlighting this, he had to come to grips and concede, because did you hear what he just said? What made him the A side is ticket sales and butts in the seats, which is pretty much the same thing. And then when he said what Terrence broke down to him is his receipts, his accolades, what he has done in the sports. Let's bring it back. School is in session. You're rocking out with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle. I am the source. Some of us do this, and some of us are just in the way. Which are you?
I'm the big dog. When he talk about ticket sales, talk about putting butts in the seats, all that. And he didn't want to believe it. He was like, well, I did this. I won these bills. I did this. That's cool. We're trying to take that to the bank.
That conversation, if me and him sit here like, I'm the dog, I'm the big dog.
Stop it again. He said, try to take that to the bank. So let's take this to the bank. You put butts in the seats, your ticket sales. Last time I checked, the butts in the seats that you put in Ocampo's fight, Jerry Jones, the guy that you still probably owe many favors to, put the butts in the seats, bought out the arena. And I don't mind him doing that. You know why? Because like I just mentioned earlier, Texas Live, Frisco, Arlington, Jerry Jones pretty much owns like towns, and you know what I'm saying? Like he has his own town, you know, Frisco, and all that. So he wanted to put on. And what better way of not putting on than buying out the Star, where the Dallas Cowboys practice at their practice facility, and having an event and having people come to show off his new, you know, basically town. So when you say the reason you're the big dog is because you put butts in the seats and you can't take that to the bank. I believe Jerry Jones was the one taking it to the bank. I wonder how many seats he bought for those other fights that you did in Arlington, Jerry's World. Because if he bought the Star out, what was that, about 12,000, 9,000 seats? Pretty sure he did just as many in Jerry's World. But hey, what do I know? Let's move on. Let's move on.
Big dog. It's cute. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how that conversation go with y'all, but that's how it would go with me.
Like, he's my dancing partner, and I'm his dancing partner. Like, you know what I'm saying? We meant for each other. I love that. So we got to make it happen. This one is legendary fights. It's like,
stop it again. This guy, man. School is in session. Professor Sauce, Shy Sauce, doctorate degree, and you say one thing, but you want your fans and your idol worshipers to think another thing. If he is your dance partner, but yet he's an unworthy dance partner via you, your coach, and a lot of these other goofballs out here. He hasn't fought anybody. He hasn't done anything, but he's your dance partner. This is what you just said there. Oh, Earl, he's your dance partner. So maybe that is why, like you're going to get to that, but maybe that's why you had to concede to the B-side, your dance partner. But let's move on. See, this is the Sauce Experience.
shit, Ray not fighting Tommy Hearn. Correct. Or Tommy Hearn not fighting Marvin Hagler. You know, so it's something that basically for me, I feel like it had to happen.
Can't wait to see it. I love it. I read somewhere in the rematch clause where he said he don't know if he'll take it if he loses or when he loses, as you might think. Do you believe him?
If I beat the will out of him, he probably won't take it.
It's scary how calm y'all
Stop it again. If you beat the will out of him. Danny Garcia, Dennis Ugas, Sean Porter. And I'm going to highlight Sean Porter because that's the Earl that is not this Earl that we know now. Sean Porter was the last Earl that before, you know, the things that happened to him outside of the ring via the car crash and those things. You beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter wanted to run it back. You beat him, but you're talking about beating the will out of people. So now, as Professor Sauce, I'm trying to find a pattern of guys that you beat the will out of. I know your radical fans and the goofy internet guys that discuss boxing will say you beat the will out of Ugas. Last time I checked, the guy that I can say you beat the will out of was when you captured the title. I'll give you him. He bended the knee. Ugas, you beat him. His eye socket, ribs. These are what you guys are reporting. Other YouTube channels are reporting that. After all of that, sustaining all of that punishment, Lawrence Cole and the referee waved that fight off. Your coach is on record, and I'm not gonna pull it up because I'm so beyond this now. I'm just having fun with this now. But your coach is on record as to saying that how you didn't break Dennis Ugas well in so many words, saying how this man escaped to get over here on a raft and freedom. But you're talking about breaking wills. Whose wills have you broken in these fights, EJ? Hell, come on. This is common sense here. But you're going to break Terrence's will. Terrence is just like you. He's undefeated. And more so, he's more accomplished than you. But you're going to break his will. Like, I like to see that. And if you don't, man, don't have your auntie, don't have your uncles, don't have these people calling me. Because you're already in the hot grease over there with WCS. And I'm just going to throw some sauce on you. Because you come off one way saying this guy's your dance partner, he's going to bring greatness out of you, but you're going to break his will. He's beneath you. It's like, to be honest, man, not only are you disrespectful, but you're borderline delusional. And you're borderline goofy. Well, you've been goofy. I've been on record saying this about you for years. But now you're delusional to me, brother, because you're talking about breaking wills. You didn't break Ugas's will. Ugas would have finished that fight out had they let him. So how did you break his will, brother? Like I said, I can't take Kell Brook away. He bended the knee. He quit. You broke his will. Sean Porter wanted to run it back with you. Never got to run back. Danny Garcia, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because this is how I feel, he took the deal, you know. Is his fight still on? And is he fighting for a middleweight belt in August next month? I haven't even heard no talk about that. But that fight was scheduled to take place in the Barclays. Maybe that was part of his arrangement. But let's move on. Alleged.
So when I go to fight people, like I be loading up, they gonna fight my yeah, I'ma just like take everything out of when he don't even believe in himself no more.
You see, they was poking fun at him because they know that's how he sounds. Like, yo, you talking about doing all this stuff, but you're not saying it assertive.
The lead up is over, but the fight to salivate over, it's on. And for Spence, there's a new twist. The dangerous heat wave enveloping his home state of Texas.
Look at that big ass bow, man.
No way. Because there's a bout he must win. At Spence's side,
world-class
absolute
actor
fixture, his trainer, Derek James. Together for roughly a decade, they've married a cerebral approach with workouts designed for intensity to ready Spence for his specialty, winning big-time fights.
You prepare someone for something of this magnitude. If I miss something, then something that I missed will come out of the fight, and that'll be something that Crawford can capitalize.
Let's stop it right there. Did you hear what he said? Ah, man, I'm in my bed. He says, if there's something that he misses in preparing Earl for the fight, that's something that Crawford can take advantage of during the fight. I think you've been missing a lot there, Derek. Last night showed your young boy, no, well, not young, he's 28, 29 years old, but I say young because he's still a prospect. Frank the Ghost Martin. You told him, what the fuck are you doing? No, what the fuck are you doing? You just said right now, and I'm going to rewind it again because I'm teaching right now, something that you say you do. So I have to teach my listeners and the ones that's going to play this back. Because a lot of you guys are deaf, dumb, and blind. And I say this respectfully, you're dummies. But listen to what the man just said and pay attention to what I just told you about Frank Martin's performance.
Winning big time fights.
When you prepare someone for something in this magnitude, if I miss something, that's something that I missed will come out of the fight, and that'll be something that Crawford can.
If I miss something, that is something that will come out in the fight. Well, it came out in the fight last night. See, I waited to put on my sauce. Shout out to WCS Great Live. I wanted other people just to jump out there and do their due diligence. And I like to come on and stand alone because I love to stand out. And right now, I am not only standing out, but I am teaching. You heard what the man just stated. See, these are his words, not mine. What I am doing is just breaking down what he says and showing you that he isn't what it's cracked up to be. If you don't prepare your fighter for the fighter that they're facing, they can take advantage of it. And that's what we seen last night with Frank Martin. And I quote, "What the fuck are you doing?" That's what Derek said to him last night. Did y'all watch that fight? Well, let's move on. Thank you for those kind, refreshing words, DJ.
I think the closer it gets to the fight, the more serious he becomes. I meditate because I'm practicing Buddhism.
He's meditating. Man, I gotta stop it. WCS beats me to the punch all the time, man. But I gotta reiterate on that, man. This man is a Buddhist now, man. He's meditating. He doesn't watch film. Yeah, he doesn't watch boxing. But he's preparing all of these fighters. And now he's meditating. He's the Buddhist. He is the Buddhist. So that's what he's doing. Remember, shout out to Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was the Zen master. He's the Buddhist. Well, let's the Buddhists continue on.
He's been there since day one. I got to where I'm at because his vision, it was not only my hard work and determination, but it was his hard work and determination. Man, this guy, man. See, I don't like to be that guy, man. These guys are so fake, man. I guess you got to do certain things for TV, right? You got to, but with me, I'm at the desk, man. I'm a journalist at heart, the UGK, man. He's been there since day one. It was his vision. But you also stated that you didn't talk to this man for 2 years or a year. Well, what's some crazy ish? But it's been his vision. It's like, well, what do we believe with you guys, man? I would have, to be honest, man, bring XO. AO, I said XO, man, because you're a drunk, respectfully. But bring AO on the rocks back, man. At least with her, it was more believable. You know, I could have some type of like sympathy for your story, but this all access. It's just like when you guys get on here, and you try to dramatize it up and make it like it's something it's not. And I know you guys, it just turns my stomach. But let's move on.
5 years ago, James converted a defunct furniture warehouse into his baby.
Man, I gotta stop it. Shout out to WCS. You are a funny MF. Watch your mouth. I'm talking about WCS. I was wondering, right? WCS called it the world class furniture. And I just caught it setting up to do my show. I'm like, why is he calling this the furniture? And then as I'm setting up to come on live and deliver the source, I'm like, how did I miss that, man? But shout out to DJ, man, finding an old abandoned furniture warehouse and converted it into the world-class Alcatraz facility. You see, and I think this was always his dream. Because remember, if you watch some of my earlier library of source, what I like to call the Congress, that I released back in the day when I interviewed him at Gleason's gym, and he first got the gym, and I said to him, "This is DC. Look, man, you dudes can't really." And I asked him on camera, I congratulated him. Because one thing about me, I always knew I was going to get to where I had to go, and God was going to uplift me, my family, and the ones that's with me. And we're on the way, right? But I remember congratulating this guy. Unbeknownst to me, he was talking behind my back, telling people all type of things about me that I wasn't. But I remember congratulating, like, yo, man, congratulations on the gym. Now with the new gym, will you be incorporating new fighters? Look it up. Look it up, because I seen the ambition in him. I know this guy. I've been around this. I know how certain people move and act. Man, live, straight cheese, live. Oh, what, Punchy? What, Frenchie? What you mean? So what do you got a big gym at a factory? I mean, a furniture factory warehouse just for two fighters? Nah, brother, come on, man. That's what I should have said. I should have got real funky with him. Like, nigga, stop lying. Nigga, why you lying? You got this big factory furniture warehouse just to work with two fighters, my nigga? Like, stop lying. But me being who I was, thinking they were cool, I just let it roll. But look, we see now. Now he has the Unibrothers, Soul Brothers Circus, respectfully. Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Avery Johnson. That's who fought last night. Avery was a little off. They didn't mention Avery. And you see I didn't say Jamel Charlo, because Jamel Charlo was trained by my guy. Que lo que, mi gente, Juan Guzman. Jamel's not over there in the San Antonio Spurs. He's with the Houston Rockets. And why are they the San Antonio Spurs if they're located in Dallas? But hey, what do I know? Let's continue on.
The world-class boxing gym. The vibe, make do with what you have. And the world-class part, just look around at so many champions, all grown and polished right here.
With what Derek does here, it's not only the physical, it's the fundamentals. And also, bro, this here.
Man, you see how, man, shout out to WCS, man. He said, I bought an old Kobe. Man, but you see how I just led into that segment right there? Shout out to the Showtime All Access. That is what you're hearing in the background, but I'm stopping it to give you the source. On top of this, you see why I don't keep mentioning Jamel, because they're talking about all these fighters and that are there in the Dallas. I don't know why they're the San Antonio Spurs. They're in Dallas. There could have been, Dirk Nowitzki and Michael Finley, and or now they could have been what's the Luka and Kyrie and other players, but they're San Antonio. He's Greg Popovich. You're in Dallas. Hey, whatever. But you see, I don't mention Jamel Charlo. That's Anthony Joshua. Frank Martin was on the mix with another guy. No Jamel. But yet you guys are going to give him all the credit for getting Jamel ready, preparing Jamel. I don't know how. Well, my guy is down there already doing the job. Que lo que, mi gente?
This here gets pushed. So I think that's why I see, like, if you look at Errol, he can push. So can Crawford. But I'm rooting for Errol. I'm rooting for Errol in this fight. But good luck to both men.
Is he like this?
The list is
He's rooting for Earl. He has to. They stablemates. You see, look. Let me pause it. You see how he kept it. He had to keep it funky. He said, so can Crawford. Probably the only one in that gym giving Crawford his props, man. They probably wanted to check him for that. But can they check AJ? AJ is the real big stepper over there. Let's call a spade a spade. They're not getting money like AJ, respectfully. He's a heavyweight. They are not international, global like AJ, respectfully. Because we got to go for what Earl says. Butts in the seats. Things like that, right? Ticket sales. Last time I checked, AJ has fought in front of larger crowds than you. But I could be wrong. But I also could be 100% correct. But let's move on. Shy Sauce. Smash my like button. Feel free. It is free.
Up-and-comer Frank Martin. Boxing may be an individual sport, but this stable forms a strong team.
I feel like Derek's like a Popovich, I'm like a Tim Duncan. We got Anthony Joshua, he's like a David Robinson. The whole lineup. You got Ryan Garcia, he like a Manu Ginobili. You got Frank, he like a Tony Parker.
Now he's Avery Johnson. But pause it. You see, he didn't mention Mel either. Because Mel's not really with y'all, man. I'm going to put it out there, and I'm going to keep putting it out there. Because one thing about me is I've been putting it out there. So why would I change up now when it's so evident? It's so obvious. It's so obvious. So Mel's not a part of the San Antonio Spurs because he's a Houston Rocket. He's at his own gym. Shout out to the Charlos. I don't see eye to eye with them, don't rock with them. But they do have their own thing going on. They have their own boxing academy. Isn't that correct? Well, let's move on. Derek is out here running on I think this is like a little highway or freeway down there in his gated community.
Just last month, James left camp to receive the Boxing Writers Association of America's Trainer of the Year award.
Let me stop it, man. I was watching my man WCS, right? See, I planned my show out and I'm doing it, but from listening to WCS, you a funny motherfucker, man. I'm trying to keep the show, on a serious tip, man. But watching your show, man, now I'm watching this, and I had certain things planned out that I was going to speak on when it came. But I'm watching it, man. And WCS says something, and I'm just gonna cite him for that. With like what he said, maybe Derek is out there running in the heat for the cameras. But I think now this is what I was gonna add to this. If you notice, right, these guys they do a lot for the cameras. It's a team thing with them, right? Because his best friend Jordan is always working out with him. Jordan doesn't have no fight date, but he's working out with him. Just as well, Derek on the other hand, I don't mind Derek running. Derek has a lot of fighters that he got to do rounds with mitts, so he should have his cardio up. But shout out to WCS for pointing this out. It's funny how, we got the little clip of EJ doing a little bit of road work, but it seems like more of the road work was coming from Derek. But hey, what do I know?
Derek James.
I'm very thankful to be in this space and time with so many great people in the sport of boxing. Thank you all. Appreciate that. Great time, great night.
The recognition was meaningful, in no small part because it gave his early detractors something to consider.
Everybody in this space has been doubted before. People not believing you, constantly just like being challenged or dismissed. People are like, you're not a good trainer, you should stop. And you think about how far you've come. Being doubted is a part of life, but at the same time, proving people wrong is another part of life.
Let's stop it. Proving people wrong. I think that's why he was kind of, if you watched that fight last night, man, afterwards, he was embarrassed because he knew this was coming out. He knew this had aired. He knew what he had filmed. Because one thing about these type of productions, For those of y'all that ever done productions on this type of scale, you know what is going to be released. They pretty much give you a heads up, and you see what he stated. They were highlighting him as the trainer, the coach of the year, the Eddie Futch. Shout out to Eddie Futch, great teacher, trainer. He knew that Showtime was going to drop the other thing that they dropped of him being what he said. I'm not a coach. I'm not a trainer. I'm a teacher. And he knew last night his foot was in his mouth because this is what he does, brain farts. What the fuck are you doing? No, what are you doing? You're the teacher. Teach him, correct him. But hey, what do I know? Let's move on. This is the Sauce Experience. And my name is Shanewz. You know the vibes.
I think that throughout the fight, I think he had a great game plan. I think that Terrence will make some dynamic.
Yeah. I gotta stop it right now, right? The smirk that he put on, he's watching film right now. Shout out to myself, WCS, and others that have been killing him, right? Real talk. We have been killing him. And contrary to what you guys want to think, especially a lot of you jealous content creators, I know the content that I put out gets back to them. I definitely know the content that WCS puts out gets back to them. I got such satisfaction watching this when I seen him sit down in his den area and watch the fight. You know why I got such appreciation? Because I knew when I seen the smirk on his face, that was from the great content that myself, WCS, and many others probably put out of critiquing him and calling him out for being a fraud. Like, bro, you don't watch boxing. You don't study fights. You don't do none of this. But you're the coach of the year. You got all these accolades. Now you have all of these fights back to back to back. Maybe you don't. Because Frank Martin, to be honest, he gave himself a B. That was a high grade. From you telling him what the fuck are you doing, I say a C. But hey, what do I know? Let's continue.
He's very he's able to use his arm length and the distance. He's really more athletic than he is boxing skill. So I mean, he's very athletic, very fast.
See how he try to sneak the hate in. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. He said he's and I want y'all to catch the source. I'm gonna get real remedial with this for you, right? And all respect to you, Derek, but you're a hater. And I'm going to point this out clear as day how you are the biggest, supposed to be the man. Because you're the coach of the year, you're supposed to be the man. But you are the biggest hater. You just sat up here and said that a man who is accomplished, right, is more athletic than having boxing skills. Now, this is going to go over a lot of your heads, but for the real, like I'm a young teacher myself. I got to give myself, I came up around a lot of teachers. This guy is a hater, and I'm going to show you how he's a hater. He just said a guy is more athletic than boxing skills. Terrence Crawford does something that 90% of the sport does not do. You know what that is? A switch hitter. In order to be a switch hitter, that's southpaw and orthodox. He fights on both sides. You know what that takes? Boxing skills. I'm going to bring it back. This man just said that his athletic is better than, no, his boxing skills are bar none. See, if you know anything about fighting, which a lot of you guys don't know, because a lot of you guys are just on here followers, you're sheep, you're in the way, but it's cool. Because you're only in your own way. But listen to what this man just said. He's a hater. He's a hater.
Wait, we have a hater?
And he's very he's able to use his arm length and the distance. He's really more athletic than he is boxing skill. So I mean, he's very athletic.
More athletic than boxing skills. Stop a long time. Yeah, he's a hater. In order to be a switch hitter, what I just broke down to you, see, a lot of you guys don't know boxing. That's why you hate on people. You're jealous of people. You're like him. You like him. That's why you guys identify with him. You heard what Coach Ring said. He's rude. Yes, he's a hater. He just said a guy who I just told you can fight orthodox and southpaw is more athletic than boxing skills. Hater. It takes skills to fight one side, let alone two sides. This is a man that fights orthodox and southpaw. But his skills, his athletic succeed, his skills. Hopefully you are catching the source. Please smash my like button. I'm going to get to some of these comments. Shout out to the Q's in the building, D Young. He said he's always saying it's his athletic ability, but he's going to see how Crawford set Spence up with something nasty. Facts. I know it. I know it. They know it too. They just haters, bro. They sold to the devil a long time ago, bro. They're demonic, wicked people, bro. That's a whole nother lie. But it's just sad, like how they give it up. Like you can't get this man no type of prop, but yeah, you want us to give you props for being a trainer of the year, coach of the year. If you're a coach, trainer of the year, teacher, and you just staying on Showtime, but yeah, you get on here and sit on here and say the man athletic ability succeeds his boxing skills. Not at all. The man is a gem. He's a gem. He's athletic, but not only athletic, he has boxing skills. Because you see how I just broke it down to you? See, I know a little something because I can fight both ways. But no, I'm not comparing myself no way to Crawford. Crawford is an elite, world-class athlete that does this. Fights southpaw and orthodox. You know how nice you have to be to do that? But hey, what do I know? Let's continue on. Thank you for those comments, D Young.
Very fast, very quick twitch muscles. And so that's really what it is the athleticism. He's a great threat, but you can't judge the depth of his desire.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I got to stop it again, man. This dude is a punch drunk buffoon, man. Yeah, did you just hear what he just said? You can't because of his desire. Yo, shout out to Bud Crawford, man. If you listen to this guy, right, and you talk about Bud Crawford, you see Bud Crawford desire in his kids, man. His kids are elite athletes, man. Sons, wrestlers, and doing all kind of stuff. His daughter, right? His young daughter, right? Remember that video that went viral? You're talking about desire. It's seeping through his seeds. What are you talking about, idiot? What are you talking about? It seeps through his seeds. Did you remember that clip that went viral? Lele. Shout out to Lele, man. Little Lele ran up out her sneakers, right? Stopped the race, put a sneaker back on, and walked all the girls down and won the race. Desire. But you listen to this buffoon, so drunk, punk. Yeah, punk. I called you a punk because you said he thought I'm a punk. No, you're a drunk, punch, punk. Thank you. You know, tongue twist a little bit with it. Desire. What desire are you talking about, man? What desire are you talking about? But let's continue on.
Breaking your orbital bone and you keep fighting to break your nose. You can't see that from his record. But on paper, he is the most accomplished fighter in boxing. But I think that...
You see how they love to highlight orbital bones and nose breaking? Who has Earl done that to? Ugas? They claim Lamont Peterson. They added so many other fighters onto it. Danny Garcia, they said. Cal Brook. So look, I'm gonna give them that. Cal Brook, Ugas, Lamont Peterson, Danny Garcia. 4 guys in 20-something plus fights that he's done this to. He didn't do it to Mikey Garcia, the smaller man. Didn't do it to Sean Porter. Didn't do it to Chris Algieri. Didn't do it to Keith Van Horn. Hopefully I said his name right. But this is what he's going to do to Terrence. July 29th, I can't wait, man. Let's move on.
It comes a point when somebody's breaking you. How much do you really want it? And that's what we'll see. Yeah, she gonna be dancing on the 29th. Don't wear your dancing shoes, mama. You will not be dancing.
Look how he smirked. He knows what's gonna happen. Now they're getting over here to the Colorado Springs, to the Team Crawford side. Watch the energy shift now, man. You know, that side over there was very wicked and dark.
Camp life is the worst. Terrence Crawford endures the drudgery with coaches and fellow boxers at his side.
Salute, Bruce Gas.
The grind schedule. And all know the man in charge, Brian Bomack McIntyre, Crawford's head trainer, business partner, and salvation.
Good morning, everybody.
Let me stop it right there. Shout out to WCS for highlighting this as well. You see, I keep citing my guy. Did you just hear what they said? They're gonna break it down a little bit more, but they said business partner, and I gotta respect that, man. You know why I gotta respect that? Because from the mud to the mountaintop, that's literally the mountaintop in Colorado Springs. Business partner. Bomack is going to go on later on in this saying that he was in the same, boxing club with Terrence's father. So he knew Terrence before Terrence was even conceived, came into this world. And you heard what Showtime just stated his relationship with Bud is now. Trainer, coach, business partner. They highlighted the other guys, and I'm not being funny, the other guys, right? But you see how they tried to make the other guys, he's Derek's vision, Derek, and no. Listen to this right here. They just tried to really, that's why I had to come do the source and break this down, right? They made it seem like the bond that Derek and EJ have is like, man, 10 years ago, 10 plus years, this was his vision and he's guided the ship. And where's that same energy right here? They already have done and about to do it, attempting to do it a second time. And they have done it from the womb to the mountaintop. But let's continue on. Hopefully y'all are catching this source. With there's 5 of y'all in here. Hopefully I got over 5 likes and you're not just ear hustling. If you're ear hustling, please feel free to skip on out. You know the vibes.
During the day, keep them legs in shape.
It's great because we hold each other accountable. Like today. Like
hold each other accountable.
Come on. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Let's stop it right there. Once again, I told you we are in session of the Source School. Hold each other accountable. Does Team Spence hold each other accountable? I know the narrating, how they depicted it, they seem to. The first episode, Earl Spence is on record to having his head down, talking about Derek James is real and best trainer, this, that, and the third. Where was the accountability when you was a drunk, allegedly? But it's not alleged no more. You came out and admitted to it. Where was the accountability when you was coming back in fat camps? Accountability. Where was the accountability when you don't listen? I need you to focus. That's what he told you after your last fight. Stay focused. Where is the accountability? This is the Source Experience. You are rocking out with your truly Showtime Sizzle. I am the Source. School is in session.
And those are the moments that is defining in a fight, where those last rounds that your body is telling you no, but your mind is like, let's go. So it all works out.
Gotta stop it again. Did you hear what he just said? And I gotta keep highlighting this, man. This episode was very good because I don't know if Showtime did this on purpose they let Derek and EJ. They could have, because this is Hollywood. They do it good. But man, for people like myself that are like really into this and break this down, they are killing Team Spence right now. Buzz just speaking about pushing himself to the limit. When you're tired and last couple of rounds. What was the highlight of Team Spence about breaking this man? I'm going to break you like a slave. I'm going to break you physically, mentally, spiritually. But you hear what he's talking about, pushing it to the limit. Desire. That's what Derek said. His desire. This is the guy you're talking about breaking his desire. Are y'all catching this? Let me rewind it back a little bit, man, for y'all, man. And please, when y'all try to run with the source, the same way I'm, giving my man accolades, WCS, give it to me, man. Because I watch a lot of you guys. You guys want to run with my interviews. You guys want to run with stuff that I actually do and don't cite me. Start citing me, man. Have a little bit more respect.
Hold each other accountable. Like today, I'm like, man, but he like, man, come on. I'm like, all right, let's go. And those are the moments that is defining in a fight, where those last rounds that your body is telling you no, but your mind is like, let's go. So it all works out. Your body is telling you no, but your mind is saying, let's go.
And Bomac's bromance formed a generation ago.
Bro, man. Yeah, you see how look.
Bomac and Bud's father.
Stop it. Let me stop it, man. You see how I'm telling you, you got to pay attention to this, right? They said they got a bromance. But it seems to me it's deeper than a bromance. But you see how if you don't listen and pay attention, things like this will slip right over your head. They highlighted the Spence, Derrick James, Bond, like something else. They calling this a bromance. But how is this a bromance when, like I said, listen, he's been around this killer prior to him coming to the world. They stated this. I didn't say it. They are business partners, trainers, partners. So they really built something. Catch the vibes.
The same club boxing team.
I actually met Bud first time he's still in his mama's womb, pretty much. I believe it's in his blood, because his grandfather boxed, his dad boxed. We all actually lived in the same neighborhood. I say a block from each other.
Perhaps it was fate. Two men capable of greatness, each in need of the other, just happened to be from the same place.
Yeah, why they always show Bud running up? Bud's out there putting in that work, man. Let me stop it, right? The reason why, and I don't want to hear, oh, he's the smaller guy, that's why he looks the way he looks, he's chiseled, he's ripped. Why are they saying asking Bud about his weight? He got to make 147 too, right? That's the contracted weight. Like, why is that not coming up? Because he's coming up in weight. He's been fighting at 147 for the last 7 fights. So he has to make that weight too. Because Bud is a different type of animal, man. A different type of animal, man. And this episode is a great episode, man, when you really dissect it and take it in, man. You really dissect it and take it in. Let's move on, man. I'm stopping because, I planned out a good show for y'all. Look, it's going a little longer. I want to be in and out like a robbery. I'm over an hour right now.
Him ready to step in the ring. The toughest fight ever. I'm not going to say I'm proud of it. I'm just going to say I'm glad to be a part of it.
Glad to be a part of it.
Bud's buds have been with him forever.
You see how, Showtime is wild, reckless. I stopped it again. Bud's buds, right? Bud's buds. He said Bud's buds. Bud's, right? It's Bud's. I'll play it back for you. I want y'all to catch that. You see, the disrespect goes across the board.
I'm not gonna say I'm proud of it. I'm just gonna say I'm glad to be a part of it.
Here we go. Bud's buds have been with him forever. And he wants this super fight where he plans to claim the title best.
Yes, they have. Bud's buds have been with him forever. And they have a real team. And I can speak on that because I have covered them multiple times. And I seen that 5 years ago when I started my YouTube channel. I remember covering them and realizing then, because I covered Team Spence as well. And I knew it then that Bud Crawford, Team Crawford, were more official. Notice I didn't say solid. I didn't say real. I said official. They are more official than Team Spence. And they are. They speak about accountability and brotherhoods. And that's what they are. Team Spence, on the other hand, and I'm going to point this out because as this moves on, there is no brotherhood or the same as with Bud's buddies, right? That's what they call them, Bud's buddies. Because later on in the show, you're going to see a strength and conditioning coach. You have a prior strength and conditioning coach. I'm not going to say his name, but he's on record to saying that Earl is his brother. But yet you are out in the cold. Your brother has left you out in the cold. But Bud's buddies are still with him. Hopefully you caught that sauce. Smash the like button because I give it to you raw and uncut.
Blacks around the world reflect their efforts as well.
I always see a lot of coaches get the credit that they deserve, but my coaches never get the credit that they deserve. And they brought me from nothing to something. From Omaha, Nebraska to world champion.
Man, that's a beautiful dog right there, man. Big pit bull.
When you bring dogs in, I mean, Kevin's getting serious. Because, we always got dogs in the camp, especially pit bulls.
Pit bulls, man. Dogs in the camp. Shout out to my guy, the homie, Lions in the camp, Anthony Yard. But on that pull-up bar, man.
Executing the game plan and stand sharp. That's it.
The fight of a lifetime is so close. It feels like a lifetime away. As training shifts to maintenance, details, the mental fortitude necessary.
You heard what they say? Training shifts to maintenance. I want y'all to catch that right there. Because yesterday, Jim Gray, Ellie Setback, and others kept highlighting weight cuts, cutting weight. How's the weight cut going? This is episode 2. The narrator, great voiceovers, right? Speaks on Bud Crawford maintenance. Are you guys paying attention? Smash my like button. There's 6 of y'all in here, man. Let me look. All I ask is for y'all to smash my like button. I didn't come in here and say refresh my super chat. None of that, right? Let me make sure. Let me see where my likes is at, man. If my likes ain't where I need them to be at, I might as well just shut this down. Real talk. Because right now, you guys, okay, great. The likes are where I like to see them at. And salute to the 2 that just skipped on out. Get out of here. I don't really like people over here unless I know they really rock with me. Because I've been doing this for so long, right? At a high frequency. That this YouTube thing to me is the low frequency. Because you guys just want to steal sauce. And shout out to the brother, Clarence McLean. He was in here yesterday. He came clean. He had to come clean. He said he's trying to catch up. And I told him, with all due respect, you'll never catch me, brother. Respectfully. You know why you won't catch me? Because you put more effort into trying to be an internet fixture where I did this in real life. So when I came on the internet doing this, a lot of these internet fixtures were intimidated of me because they knew I have the receipts. But let's move on.
Formidable opposition. That's the name of the game now. Staying motivated when you're tired. Trainers are great for that. But nothing beats having Dad at your side.
It's great to have my dad here, being that, you know, my dad wasn't always there, but he's there now, and it feels good because that's all I wanted as a kid was for my dad to be where he is now. So it's motivating. It's inspiring to me because my dad is always that eye, like, all right, let's go. And I still get that little kid feeling like,
What?
I gotta push hard because my dad said go.
I know how it's
That time he recover, you back on his ass with a fast ankle. Huh? All right, two. Come on. I bet you want to dance on Earl like that. I bet you want to dance on Earl like that.
I train too hard to think about losing.
Train too hard to think about losing.
Yeah, it always crosses my mind. What if? But my mind is so strong that it kicks those negative thoughts out.
Let's stop. His mind is so strong, but it keeps those negative thoughts out. But this is the team that they are faced that's going to break this man mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I had to come on here and drop this sauce for y'all, man. Smash the like button, man. This is school in session.
This is one of the biggest fights, like I said, the biggest fight of my career to date. And this is one of them fights that will be talked about forever.
They are back in the D. The 214.
I think the Shark team will be cool.
The DFW. This is a big part. I'm probably gonna shut it down after this.
Super thick. Like, I don't want it like that, but I want it to protect my mouth.
So he wants shark teeth, and he wants one with an eye, a brown eye.
I wanted something to just stay in my mouth, and it's my teeth now.
You want something that's gonna stay in his mouth.
My teeth before my car crash.
I was talking with somebody. I think the problem is, and I want you guys that be hating on me, calling me Beetlejuice, and worrying about my teeth and everything. Earl has all fake teeth in his mouth. Somebody that I was speaking to, I'm not going to disclose who it was, because sometimes it's best to keep your sources, your sources. But it doesn't matter what type of mouthpiece he gets. He can't bite down. And I was like, how do you know this? This is somebody that pretty much has the same type of a setup. And the reason why the mouthpiece is coming out of his mouth is he can't bite down. And I was like, are you sure of this? How do you know this? And look what happens. And I never even spoke on this. But look what they are presenting to us on the All Access. Bring it back once again.
Like, I don't want it like that, but I want it to protect my mouth.
So he wants shark teeth, and he wants one with an eye, a brown eye.
I wanted something to just stay in my mouth, and it's my teeth now because the mouthpiece I had were my teeth before my car crash. I think my last 4 fights, my mouthpiece came out.
It's the most accurate mouthpiece ever.
Man, that car crash really changed him, man. That car wreck really changed him, man.
So we last fight, I had a partial in my mouth that I had to glue in like every day. The 6th round, he hit me when my mouthpiece came out. But I'm just thinking that my teeth came out. Man, that would have been super embarrassing. Man, my teeth hurt, man. It's going to be like meme everywhere. This is going to be like all over social media. I wasn't worried about getting knocked out. I was just like, I got to fire my teeth. But it went to the point where it was like I was hurt. It was like, I did like that. It was still in my mouth, and that's when I smiled. I was like, because I said my teeth in. It's funny now, but it would have been funny if my parts would have fell out during that time.
So you was worried about your teeth falling out.
Yeah, I don't want any fights to be like that anymore. You know, my mouthpiece falling out and I get hit with a shot. It's just one less thing I have to think about in the fight.
It's going to be super hard to take out in your mouth. Like during your breaks, you probably don't have to take it out. You could drink water and you could breathe water. Like it'll be life-changing.
So, hey, man, this your project.
Yeah, they get. Did you hear that?
It's gonna be.
They are really preparing. He's getting a mouthpiece that can't come out of his mouth because he can't bite down. But hey, what do I know? So that's what we got to be mindful of. Let's pay attention to that leading to the fight July 29th, that this mouthpiece will not come out of his mouth.
On our next shit, so we're gonna see if my mouthpiece come out.
Mouthpiece comes out.
In a fight of this magnitude, everything matters. From loose ends to loose teeth, every tiny microscopic detail.
Now he's doing the acupuncture.
Don't mistake ready and confident for finish. There's plenty of polish left to apply to benefit body and mind.
Feel about the tattoo, so you shouldn't be too scared of needles, right?
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm just getting my body ready to go out in all out war because I don't know what he's gonna bring to the table. It could be anything.
Okay, stop it again. Gotta keep highlighting this, man. He's getting his body ready for a one-sided ass whooping. But you just stating here that you don't know what he's going to bring. You're getting your body ready. But you just said last night it's going to be a one-sided ass whooping. Sounds like to me conflicting energy. And this is good that you're doing this, getting your body ready. I wish you just would have been doing this longer, like, can't disclose my source. But the type of stuff that you're doing now, elite athletes on your level do this all the time. They just don't start doing this after life-changing accidents and things, traumatic things that went on with their body. Hopefully y'all are catching that source.
It's all about training your body, physically and mentally to prepare for war. I feel like the greats, whether it's basketball, football, boxing, whatever, they kept focused 100% all the time. And that 1 second you lose focus, that's the 1 second you can get called, but something can happen. So I believe that's what's going to keep me at the high level, just staying focused. Because once you lose focus, even in life, once you lose focus, anything can happen.
New strength and conditioning coach, Bud Buddies. Shout out to Melvin Sanders. That's the trainer, strength and conditioning coach. Melvin Sanders.
I work very hard, but I know
Y'all gotta stop it, right? I'm not being petty. Um, Showtime All Access made sure that they gave him Melvin Sanders is his name, the strength and conditioning coach. For those of y'all that watch episode 2, when they go to that segment of him and Jordan doing strength and conditioning work, Melvin Sanders, I want to give the guy his flowers. But we just watched the Bud Buddies that they highlighted. Guys that been around his brothers. I'm not going to mention the guy's name because that's what I'm on, the type of time I'm on. But Earl had a strength and conditioning coach that is on record to saying that Earl is his brother. But Melvin Sanders is the strength and conditioning coach. Hopefully you caught this sauce.
But the harder I work, it's going to benefit, my kids, my mother, my father. So I know it's not just me. And that's one of the things I had to realize again once the crash and, certain things happened and realize that it's not just me. I'm in there, not just me. I'm fighting for.
I'm going to stop it. Shout out to Earl for a lot of stuff that he says is like kind of over and over. This he already has stated this. Remember when he came back from the injury? I mean, not the injury, the flipping of the car. He spoke about this, that setting things up for his family. Because I think after the car crash, he was saying how he didn't have life insurance, a lot of stuff. But he's reiterating this once again. And shout out to Bud for being on that same accord as far as like they're fighting for their family, their kids, and things of that nature. It's important to do these things, to leave, a path for your family. So shout out to EJ for once again reiterating this and highlighting this as he has done in the past.
For everybody's sacrificing their own way. There you go, control. And when it gets hard, I be like, man, I don't know if I can do this. But then I be like, my kids deserve better.
Yeah. When the part right there, I didn't like that, man. He looked to me, and shout out to Melvin Sanders. He's laughing, right? He's like me, right? I laughed too, but I'm like, damn, dude, you look kind of weak, my guy. I would show the actual video, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. When Earl is holding the two, he has two weights tied to the side of like a long stick, and Earl is walking doing high knees, and he's looking like kind of weak and frail. That just alarmed me, man. And Melvin Sanders is in the back laughing because he sees it, man. But Earl pushed through the routine, but it just didn't look right to me. It just didn't. And hopefully you guys watch this as well, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, way to work. Ready to get there.
Ready to get there. He's laughing.
It's July 29th. It's nothing but, I expect him to have nothing but destruction on his mind. And that's the same thing for me. I have nothing but destruction on my mind.
Seek and destroy, right?
Seek and destroy.
Yeah, seek and destroy. That is the source. That is the source.
This notice for all the marbles at welterweight. I feel like this is the biggest fight in boxing right now. This is the fight that everybody been yearning for
yes,
years.
Everybody has, man. And hopefully you guys enjoyed my source breakdown on this. I told you I was going to come back on. This will probably be it for the day for me. I think, the source is getting good, man. When I have the time, I love the weekends. And shout out to the Tuckers. They are in yard. So I have a lot of downtime. That's why you see a lot of the frames are coming out. I'm going to get back on that now. But I did two wonderful, wonderful pieces this morning. My piece was phenomenal. The numbers are showing. Just as well as this one right here on episode 2. My breakdown, like I said, a lot of you guys aren't going to agree with me, but that's okay. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. Like, we don't always have to see eye to eye. But one thing about my eye is I go off of what I see. A lot of you guys might see the same thing as, like I said, you guys are followers. You guys are sheep. One thing about me, I'm not a sheep. And I call out things. Like I just called out how Earl Spence is still talking the family thing. Like you stated that you fight for your family. You're doing this for them, their kids and kids. You stated that multiple times already. A lot of you guys probably never caught that. When he had the accident, he stated that he didn't have stuff in position for his kids and things of that nature. And I remember doing a video on that, like how is that possible when you're with Al Heyman and Al Heyman sets you up for life after boxing? I got a lot of ridicule when I did that, when I spoke on that. But I didn't care because I pointed out the obvious. It's like, you can't come on here and say that somebody is setting you up for life after boxing and then have a near-death experience with the car accident and then be on record as a saying that you didn't have stuff set up. That doesn't add up. But I guess that's what separates me from a lot of other content creators, is that the content that I do, I stand on. A lot of you guys are wishy-washy, sheep, followers. You're doing it just to get along. I do it just to leave my mark, and I believe my mark is being left. Once again, shout out to everybody that stopped on through WCS, countless others that hid in the shadows. D Young, appreciate you, because the numbers are showing. You guys are coming in and out. Some of you guys can't comment. Some of you can't comment. But like I said, the ones that have been day one supporters, you are the ones that I continue to do this for. The stragglers, like WCS likes to say, continue to come on through. But like I said, if you do post a comment, be respectful. You don't have to agree with the source, but when you get out of pocket and talk spicy or disrespectful to me, just know that I'm really like that, and I'm active. I'm at fights. And if I do see you and I do press you, don't turn into a 7-Eleven type of situation. Stand on what you said, because I'm going to hold you to that. But with that being said, everybody enjoy your Sunday. I can smell the aroma coming from the kitchen. I'm ready to get a bite to eat and get to back some of these frames. And just know, I am like that.
Let me tell you something. There's so many people biting your swag. There's so many people trying to eat off the drill. The shit you created, man. You put your name on that. You did that. You came up with that. But they biting that. And they jealous of you. And see what happens is when they trying to bite it and do what you doing, it don't work for them. They turn into your biggest critic. They eventually try to bite your move and steal your swag. Let them eat off your drill. Because I'm going to tell you something. Don't be in competition with them. Don't you worry about them. What you need to do is get back into creative mode. Because remember, they biting your swag. They can't come up with nothing until you make your next move. They watching you. You the leader. You the profound source. You the one, baby. You the alpha.
I ain't never had more people hate on me. I didn't even know they knew who I was. I didn't know you cared. You know how many people are lurking in your life, looking at every Facebook post, everything you do, but they won't comment and they won't press the like button, but they steady scrolling, just a bunch of scrollers. They so worried about what you doing, and it's because they can't stop what God wants to do in your life. So since you watching, watch this.
Hey guys, this is Tiana Tuimuheloa. I'm a Top Rank Knockout, and I want to give a shout out to Sauce Talk Podcast.
Thank you. You know the vibes.